And we are live here on the WUSB YouTube page for a familiar basketball matchup that I'm sure everyone has gotten to learn over the last couple of years. It's the Stony Brook Seawolves against the Yale Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs, hey, they're one of the best mid-majors in the country, so a great test for Gino Ford and crew coming up. Again, all here live on the WUSB YouTube page. We're going to have more games coming up on this same page later on in the year, so make sure you subscribe and put those notifications on so you never miss out on any WUSB sports action. Obviously, not all of our games live on the radio anymore, so we've got to make with what we have do. And, well, looking at the game in front of us right now, Yale coming into this matchup 2-0 with two impressive wins against Navy and Quinnipiac. A 97-60 win against the Bobcats is their most recent W. For the Seawolves, they're faring well in the opening three games as well. 3-0 to start off their season. Their most recent win against Division III St. Joe's of Long Island, 107-43. It was a thumping the entire time. We're here live at the John J Amphitheater in New Haven, Connecticut. The entire Seawolves team in front of me right now looking like they are ready to go. We have some injury updates for everyone at home. Eric Pratt and Colin O'Connor still supposed to be playing through a couple of injuries. Gino Ford didn't sound too stressed out about the injuries, didn't make it sound like it was an end of the world for either of those players, but it's definitely something that they are monitoring, and well, considering number 1 Eric Pratt and number 13 Colin O'Connor are two of your starters and best players, it's definitely going to be important to keep your ears out for the health of those two young gentlemen the entire year. As I'm going to toss it over to the PA announcer here in New Haven before we get into the opening tip-off.
Stop being a menace. We don't want to tolerate any form of hate.
Excuse me, in
And starting lineups have been announced. That means all that's left is to get the ball to center court and tip off. Eric Pratt, Rich Goods, Colin O'Connor, Quinn Gorman, Rob Brown, your starters today for Stony Brook. And on the other side, well, it's a lineup that really hasn't changed much. Throughout the opening 3 games, it's been exactly the same, to be specific. Alaton, Mullen, Simmons, Townsend, and Seliskar, the starting 5 for the Yale Bulldogs. Ranked number 4 in the mid-major college poll from College Insider. Obviously, the mid-major poll isn't exactly a real thing as far as the national standings are concerned or anything like that, but it is a good sign about the strength of your mid-major program. And, well, for Yale, a team that is coming off of back-to-back Ivy League championships as well as back-to-back NCAA appearances. Additionally, with an NCAA first round of 64 victory, 78-76 against Auburn. Well, this is a very good basketball team, and Stony Brook are going to be challenging themselves early on with a 40-minute contest. Rich Goods and Alaton over to center court here in New Haven to get this game rolling. 20 minutes onto the clock. Obviously, we talked a lot about the players that this team has lost for Yale on this Sunday show from 10 to 12 on WUSB 90.1 FM. Some of those players include the former Ivy League Player of the Year, Bezem Bang, as well as the last year's leading scorer, John Poulikitis. So those are a couple of big names to lose for the Bulldogs, and yet this team continues to roll at the start of a new season. I want to call it, it's sort of similar to the Joe Spallina effect for everyone who needs a touchstone in Stony Brook. The big names can graduate from this program, and yet the culture stays the same. The winning ways stay the same, as we are ready now for opening tip-off. It's Alaton and Goods at the Yale Y. Ball up in the air and will be tipped back for the Bulldogs. First touch belongs to Mullen. Works it off to the right wing and passing it left to Alaton, guarded by Goods at the perimeter. Seliskar now in front of Pratt. Gets a pick. Seliskar trying to drive the paint. Pops up for 2 and 1 to start the game for the Bulldogs. Isaac Seliskar, he's averaging 13 points a game through his first 2 contests. And a tough and 1 basket right there against Rich Goods. Gino Ford on the sideline telling his sophomore transfer from Hampton to just settle down, get going into this game. Could be an interesting matchup. Isaac Seliskar against Richard Goods. Very similar in height and weight, as the and 1 attempt will be good for the Bulldogs. Colin O'Connor will check it in to Eric Pratt, who will take it up the court. Pratt starting off this possession, something we didn't really see a lot of last year, because Colin O'Connor always was bringing the rock up the court. Pratt splitting in from the right wing. Bounce pass down low for Goods. Gets fouled as he went for the dunk. And it's on to Seliskar. So 1 foul for both of those players in that matchup early on. Big difference is Rich Goods did not get the basket initially, so he'll go to the free throw line, shooting 2. 19:31 to play in the first half. 3-0 the score in favor of Yale. First shot for Goods. Not going to get it in. Richard Goods so far this season shooting just 56% from the free throw line. Second shot, back rim and out. Rebound goes over to Brown. Gets it back out to O'Connor at the logo. Guarded by Mullins, moving left off a pick. Will pick up his dribble and give it off to Goods. Straight away. Slides it to Pratt. Pratt still at the perimeter. Working off to the far corner. Goes up, contested 3, splashes it in. Eric Pratt, a good 3-point try, and he'll get up to 3 points and tie this game 3 apiece. Nick Townsend, the best player on Yale, getting his first touch of the basket, working on Quinn Gorman, kicks it out. Mullen, contested 3, rattling around, no good. Simmons trying to come away with the rebound, and it deflects off the Seawolves, out of bounds. Check in from the baseline coming. Game knotted up at 3 with 18:57 remaining in the first half. Good start for Eric Pratt, at least from the 3-point line. He's been struggling with that shot, at least to start off the season. Simmons looking for a check-in, gets it to Mullins, pops from mid-range, no good. Little too short. Rob Brown fighting for the rebound and will yank it away from Mullen. Brown takes it up court and is going to get called for a moving screen, at least Goods is. Gino Ford a little frustrated with that one as Goods already up to 2 fouls. Could see Oleg Koyenets coming into the game early, obviously, as the other big man on this team. Mullen goes through the legs, marked by O'Connor. Great on-ball defender in Colin O'Connor. Looking to pass it off. Alathon now. Right wing, hounded by Goods, still at the perimeter. Alathon just trying to get it off. Swings it right back to Mullen. Nick Townsend lining up a 3, fakes it, driving the paint. Townsend to the basket, blocked by Goods. Gorman the rebound, and he's fouled as well. Looking to see who that's going to go against for Yale. Stony Brook will get their inbound from the baseline. So Simmons will pick up his first. So Goods up to 2 already. Simmons and Seliskar at 1 apiece. Eric Pratt getting another touch of the basket. Swings it off right to O'Connor, then gets it back in the corner. Pratt into the paint, backs out, still at the right wing. Off to Goods, now Brown, 13 seconds on the shot clock. Brown, step back 3, gets it in. Rob Brown, second 3-point shot for the Seawolves to fall. It's now 6-3 with 17:55 remaining in the first half. Simmons, Townsend against the sophomore in Quinn Gorman. They'll give it to Mullen. Cutter down low is Simmons, and he has an easy basket off the glass. 6-5, Stony Brook trying to slow this game down in transition. O'Connor calling the shots right now, one finger waving in the air. Gets a clear out against Mullen. Picks up his dribble, gives it off to Rob Brown, deep in the right wing. Brown works left, step back, not gonna try that 3-pointer again. Simmons was too close to his face. Brown to Goods now. Right next to Gorman, handoff, Pratt was open for 3, moves in, now takes it. Pratt, 3-pointer, hits the front rim and falls right into the hands of Simmons. Off to Mullen in the right wing. Townsend straight away on his 3, not going to try it. Gives it back to Mullen. Trying to get away from O'Connor. Finds an open Townsend from the right wing 3. It's nothing but net. Nick Townsend puts the Bulldogs back in the lead, 8-6 with 16:55 to go in the first. O'Connor looking for options. Finds Brown. Simmons in front of him. Off to Goods. To Gorman now. Pratt. Eric Pratt driving the lane to the baseline. Pratt, high glass, and the finish for 2 goes through. Nice look for Eric Pratt right there. 8-8 the score. 16:30 left in the first half. Townsend running it back the other way. We'll set up at the left wing. Driving to the baseline on Gorman. Looking to swing a pass. Has Mullen open for 3. He'll take his step towards the basket, then kick it out Simmons. Fading off to the left wing. Passing off Seliskar. Alathon. Too far for that man to try a 3. It's Townsend now, tiptoeing to the basket. Simmons down low, and a good reverse layup. Casey Simmons gets another 2-point, and Yale are up to 10 first. Stony Brook at 8 with 4 minutes gone by in the first half. We see Riley Fox getting ready to check in. An electric sophomore that comes off the bench for these Yale Bulldogs. Goods to Brown. Step back 3, Brown trying for it, not gonna get it to fall. Gets it off, Mullen, 2 steps to the basket, and finds another layup for Yale. 4-point lead now for the Bulldogs. About 5 minutes gone by in the first half. Oleg Koyenets getting ready to check into the game. The 7-foot, 228-pound Lithuanian transferred over from Wyoming in the offseason. Eric Pratt sets up at the logo. Goods trying to give him a screen on Seliskar. Pratt open for 3. It's a little contested. Up and no good. Townsend cleans the glass and goes back the other way to Seliskar at the left wing. 2 steps to the paint. Kicks it out. Townsend with Gorman in his face. Townsend trying his own chance down the hill and gets fouled in the air. So Gorman will pick up his first. Townsend takes a tumble to the ground, but will be going to the free throw line shooting 2. And we'll head over to a media timeout here on WUSB 90.1 FM, but on the YouTube page right now. We'll be right back with the next 15:02 of the first half. Don't go anywhere. And we're back here on the WUSB YouTube page. Townsend going to the free throw line for 2 shots. Yale leading this game 12-8 already. Looking for a 6-point margin with 15:02 to play in the first half. Stony Brook have hit from 3 twice already, 1 from Pratt, 1 from Brown, as Townsend will make his first free throw. Head coach for the Yale Bulldogs is James Jones. 4-1 versus Stony Brook all time, as Townsend with a rare miss on his second free throw. O'Connor will get the rebounds. Tomas Valentini as well as Oleg Koyenets checking into the game for Gorman and Goods. Eric Pratt bounces it to Koyenets, trying to back his way in on Townsend, works to the paint, spinning around for a shot. High glass, no good, and Townsend finds it on his right hand for the rebound. Townsend running quickly, kick out, Celiscar, now Riley Fox, one more pass, it's Mullen. Right wing 3 try, no good, a little too short. Valentini will get the rebound, gives it off to O'Connor. Back to Valentini, guarded by Riley Fox, the sophomore that I was talking about. Riley Fox averaging 19 points off the bench so far this year, as Brown will miss a long 2. Fox in transition, hucks up a 3 and drains it. Riley Fox coming into this game was shooting 78% from the 3-point line. Makes another one right there. It's 16-8 in favor of Yale. Stony Brook on a scoring drought right now. Eric Pratt trying to work to the top of the key. Up top, Koyenets with a mismatch down low. And Mullen is going to get called for a block. So Koyenets will go to the free throw line as Mullen will pick up his first foul. Koyenets not a bad man to send to the free throw line. He's only shooting 56% on the season, averaging 5.7 points off the bench. Koyenets on his first to break the scoreless streak. Hits it on the front limb, but it falls in. 13:54, and Stony Brook trying to get up to 10 points. Rob Brown will check out for the first time this game, and in comes Jonah Butler, the freshman from Murray, Kentucky. Koyenets on his second shot. This time hits the front rim and doesn't roll into the basket. Townsend on another rebound will give it off to Mullen. Trots up to the right wing. Couple passes left. Now Townsend at the left wing. Clear out from Fox. Townsend working on Koyenets, the big man. Kicks it near corner. And I believe we're going to get a foul here on the Seawolves. Might have been off ball. Gino Ford frustrated by a couple of these calls so far. This one's not going to lead to free throws as Yale is in a 7-point lead right now. Eric Pratt, who picked up the foul, will come out, and Andre Shushkik will go on to the floor. Mullen from the baseline into Fox, instantly puts up a 2. Fox is money. A pure shooter, Riley Fox. Already with 5 points off the bench, 18-9. Yale doubling up Stony Brook with 13:28 to play in the half. O'Connor trying to find a way into the lane. Gives it to Valentini, skips it down low. Koyenets back out to Valentini at the right side. Moving around Celiscar. Valentini open for 2, pops it in, hits it in. Tomas Valentini gets the Seawolves up to 11. Down by 7 points with exactly 13 minutes remaining. Braithwaite, who just checked in, takes a trip down to the baseline, finds Townsend open for 3, and gets another big one to fall. Nick Townsend starting to show his impact. Bulldogs up by 10. Andre Shushkik off to Valentini. Now Jonah Butler, he has a great 3-point shot. Not going to try it there. Instead, elects for Koyenets. Handoff, O'Connor. Top of the 3-point line, going down the paint. O'Connor looking for a layup and finds it. Box and in for Colin O'Connor. 13-21 the score. Celiscar. Now Fox, left wing, working around a screen. Kicks out Townsend. Looking to penetrate down low. Celiscar spinning on Butler and pops up high for another 2-point bucket. Celiscar makes it a 23-13 game. Yale continuing to hold on to this 10-point lead, but at least the Seawolves are scoring a little bit better over the last couple of minutes. O'Connor to Shushkik. Quick on Braithwaite, getting double teamed into the corner. Wraps back around and finds a passing option in Tomas Valentini. Works back over to Shushkik. Skips it to Butler. Looking to work one-on-one in Fox. To the free throw line and has his hand smacked right there. Riley Fox will pick up his first foul of the game. And we'll send it over to another media timeout here on the WUSB YouTube Sports page. Be right back with the next 11:58 of the first half. And we're back to live here in New Haven. Stony Brook versus Yale as Andre Shushki will inbound it from the baseline, giving it off to Koynets, working his way in on Alaton, getting double teamed by Townsend, finds the open man. Valentini for three, off to the left. Rona Butler gets the rebound, floats it up high, and O'Connor comes away with it. Works into the paint, kicks out. Shushki back to O'Connor. 15 seconds on the shot clock. It reset from that Valentini shot. O'Connor trying to post his way in on Mullen, not finding much action there. Gives it out to Shushki, motions Koynets, moves in. Shushki, 2 seconds on the shot clock, needs to put something up, and hounded by the defense. Shot clock violation. And Yale will get the ball back, up by 10 points right now. 11:27 remaining in the first. Wallace will check into the game, the freshman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Averaging 3.5 points per game this year. Shooting 60% from the field, and well, he's hit 1 3, but it's a measly 100%. I say measly sarcastically there, obviously. Braithwaite getting it to Alaton. Rich Goods checking back into the game. He'll match up against Alaton. Kick out, Fox, another 3, and he can't miss. Riley Fox puts his team into a 13-point lead, 11 minutes left in the first half. Goods trying to respond, gives it off. Valentini puts one up and puts it in. Tomas Valentini gets the Seawolves to 16 points. Wallace, now Townsend, looking to get it off to Riley Fox. Townsend moves over to the corner, kicks out. Fox left wing, skips it right back to Townsend. Working his way in on Butler, who will pick up a foul, is on the floor. So just be a check-in for the Bulldogs. .36 remaining in the first half. 26-16 the score as Wallace will inbound it from the baseline. Looking for options. Fox trying to make himself free. Gets around a screen, puts it up for 2, and Valentini comes away with the rebound. Fouled as well. That will go against Courtney Wallace. So instantly into a foul coming off the bench. A little bit of trouble right there for James Jones, the head coach, but still has plenty of depth with this Bulldogs team. 3 of his starters sitting on the bench right now, so that just speaks volumes to how good this Yale team truly is. Shushki pressed in the backcourt, trying to get around Wallace. Powers this forward. Shushkeek, right wing, couple of nice moves to the baseline, kicks it out. Butler for three, his stroke is true. Stony Brook up to 19, closing in on this Yale lead by a little bit. 6-0 run over the last minute. Townsend trying to change that. Gets a matchup, switching to Butler. Traveling down low, up top, Alatan gets fouled. And that's gonna go against Butler, so already into his second foul. No motion on the bench just yet. That will send Alatan to the free throw line. Shooting at a 67 clip this year. Alatan will put up his first shot and into the basket to break the scoring streak. 27-19, trying to make it 28. Alatan on his second and gets it in again. Shushkeek will rock the ball up court. Guarded deep by Wallace. Shushkeek at the logo. Skips it off to Brown, who takes his place. Brown takes one dribble, passing it back off to Shushkeek, deep left wing. Shushkeek to Goods. Goods off to Brown again, right wing. Brown now making his move. Switches his matchup into Alatan, gives it out. Tomas Valentini fakes a three, kicks it out. Shushkeek now trying to drive himself. Crowded lane, can't get the shot off. It's a takeaway for Yale. Braithwaite. Guarded by Shushkeek at the logo. Works left, Shushkeek pokes it away, and it will go off of Braithwaite and out of bounds. Stony Brook get the ball right back with 9:21 remaining in the first half. Still down by 9 points. Inbound will come from Shushkeek, and playing important minutes already this game. Gives it into Brown. Pratt and O'Connor will check in at the next whistle. Brown operating this right now. Brown trying to send a pass. It was tipped by Wallace. Would have sailed out of bounds. Wallace could have just let that one go. Buzzer will sound to allow O'Connor and Pratt into the game. They'll tag out Shushkeek and Butler. Butler already up to 2 fouls in the game. It's going to be hard to keep him in for significant minutes, but you want to the way he's played so far. The freshman has been great off the bench for the Seawolves. O'Connor gets the inbound, instantly moving off to the left wing. Fires it right, it swings over to Brown at the right wing corner. Looks up at the shot clock, then gives it back to Valentini. Passing it off to Pratt. Pratt trying to work to the top of the key, kicks it out. Goods for three, it's up and in. Rich Goods with a long shot for a big man. 22-28, Stony Brook now down by 6, looking for another defensive stop. It will start off with Wallace. Travels off to the right wing. Works its way around to Townsend, now Braithwaite at the left wing. He tries to go downhill, working on Valentini, passing the ball out of bounds. And Stony Brook's bench loves what they're seeing. Rich Goods is fired up as well, as Stony Brook will get the ball back and inbound it from the near side. Again, Yale right now number 4 in the mid-major college insider poll. It'll be a big win for the Seawolves here in New Haven. And just like that, we'll get a couple more starters checking in before straightaway three. Rob Brown rattles in and out. Seliskar and Simmons will come back into the game at the next whistle with 8:17 remaining in the first half. Riley Fox traveling down to the baseline. High floater falls in for another 2. Yale back up by 8. O'Connor trying to put the moves on Wallace. Finger rolls it off to Goods. Goods looking for options. Moves the screens around, gives it to Pratt. Pratt to Valentini. Can shoot for a big man. Tomas back to Pratt. Pratt through the legs at the right wing, working in on Fox all the way to the corner and looking to pass it off. Pratt called for a travel, and that will be a turnover against the Seawolves, allowing Simmons and Seliskar to come back into the game. But before then, we'll take another media timeout here on the WUSB YouTube page, and we'll be right back for the next 7:46. And we're back here on WUSB's YouTube page. Stony Brook trailing this game by 8 points, 30-22 the score. Been a solid performance thus far for the Seawolves against a Yale team coming off 2 impressive wins. One against Quinnipiac, 97-60, and their opener of the season against Navy, also a double-digit win. As we're back into action, Wallace bringing it forward, spins the ball onto the ground accidentally, and then gets back onto the loose change. And there's going to be a foul, I believe, called on Wallace here. So Stony Brook will get the ball right back, down by 8 points, trying to cut further into the lead with 7:36 remaining in the first half. Valentini straight away, not going to try it. Gives it off Eric Pratt, back to Valentini with speed, and the ball rolls off his fingers, goes out of bounds. Pratt trying to get his guys to calm down. They're still in a good position now, looking for another defensive stop with 7:25 remaining on the first half clock. Wallace back off to the same spot. Gives it to Alaton. Trying to get around Goods. Hand off Simmons. Marked by Brown. Simmons to Wallace again, right wing. Alaton spinning it around, rumbling to the rack, and finishing off a nice finger roll basket. Stony Brook trying to run the court quickly the other way. It's already Pratt off to the right wing, attacking. Pratt to the basket, floats one up and puts in 2. Eric Pratt with a nice look right there. Getting that done all by himself, up to 7 points on the game. 3 for 5 from the field, 1 for 3 from the three-point line. 2 assists as well for Eric Pratt. Alaton, now Simmons. Simmons looking for Wallace at the left wing, has it. Wallace taking a couple steps to the baseline, then finds Alaton. Back to Simmons as he swings it out of bounds. It will go last off Stony Brook as Quinn Gorman getting ready to check into the game. He'll tag out Tomas Valentini. Valentini so far has played 9 minutes in the game. Has 5 points, 2 for 3 from the field, including 1 for 2 from the three-point line. Great production for number 21. Wallace looking for the inbound. Sends it far, but gets it to Seliskar. Back to Wallace on the right wing. Wallace trying to work it. Gives it to Seliskar, working on O'Connor, and called for a travel. The more I watch this Stony Brook team, really, the more I start to see how Eric Pratt is a true leader for this squad. It's always wonderful to see every single time they get something good happen. Pratt's getting loud. He's clapping his hands. O'Connor, couple skill moves to the right corner. Gets it off to his Ohio native with Gorman. Gorman to Pratt. Splits off left. Pratt looking for a pass. Gives it to Brown, left wing. Pratt on Simmons. Great offensive player versus a great defender. Brown losing his dribble, falls down, has to get the shot off Gorman with a time expiring, can't find it. Rob Brown was given the one-on-one look, but slipped a little bit. Wallace will go off. Coming back into the game is Mullen. Mullen skips it to Seliskar as they bring it up the court. Now Simmons trying to go on Brown. Reverse layup is through. He blew by both Goods and Brown for that bucket. Yale back up by 10. O'Connor deep in the left wing. We'll give it to Goods, who did hit a three-point shot earlier. Goods to Pratt. Trying to get through Braithwaite. Going down the cup and is going to get a benefit of a foul call. Pratt, a little slow to get up. Again, working through an injury right now, but playing well regardless. Brown will get tagged out in favor of Jonah Butler. Stony Brook will inbound it from the baseline. O'Connor gets it back into play with Pratt. Pratt trying to drive straight down the key and takes another foul. This should go against Braithwaite and Will. So Pratt now drawing 2 fouls and will get himself to the free throw line. Great possession for Eric. Pratt on his first try, up and good. Stony Brook up to 25 points, down by 9. Both teams sitting on 7 fouls right now. Stony Brook using a lot of their fouls to try to shut down these drives coming from Yale. Haven't had a lot of success either. Pratt on his second, no good. Rebound, Alaton gets it. Bulldogs still up by 9. Townsend gonna come back into the game soon. Alaton to Simmons. Simmons to the basket, gets fouled in the air. That's gonna be an 8th on the Seawolves. And Simmons will go to the basket, shooting 2. Simmons working for his first shot. 5:09 left in the first half. Up and good. Townsend will check into the game. He'll take away Braithwaite, and Coynetz will tag out Goods. Simmons, second shot, sinks it through. 36-25, it's an 11-point lead for the Bulldogs. O'Connor getting an ISO look, driving on Mullen, quickly to the basket, gets swarmed down low, finds Coynetz as the cutter, can't get his shot off. Coynetz now finds it off the glass and in. 36-27, back to a 9-point deficit for the Seawolves. Seliskar in the near corner, giving it out Alaton, swings it to the left wing. Mullen skips it down low to Townsend, backing his way in on Gorman, who will take a foul there. Referees definitely calling a very tight game. So Quinn Gorman picks up his second of the contest. And Stony Brook now have 9 team fouls in the half, even though that was on the floor. Yale is in the bonus, so Townsend will come ahead and shoot 1 for 1. Gorman will be subbed out. Tomas Valentini coming back into the game. Townsend on the year, shooting 78% from the free throw line. Misses the first, looking for the rebound. Seliskar gets it, hounded down low, trying to break the ball out, and it's taken away by Tomas Valentini. Instant impact off the court. And there's going to be a carry called on that. O'Connor was just bringing the ball up the floor. I have never seen that from Colin O'Connor. Just when I say the referees are calling a very tight game, well, they prove it right there. So Townsend will send it in from the near sideline, gives it over to Mullen. Mullen traveling left, now looking to accelerate to the cup, turns around, Townsend, straightaway 3, it's up, no good, rebound, carries off to the far corner, Yale take it back. Mullen once again towards the basket, finds Townsend once again at the right wing corner, rotates it one more, Seliskar, back out to Mullen, another straightaway 3, again no good, rebound fought for, and somehow Pratt comes away with it. Pratt to Butler in transition, Tomas Valentini, corner 3 is in. 30-60 now. Stony Brook down by 6 points. 4 minutes left in the first half. The Seawolves are giving the Bulldogs the best run for their money so far this season. Simmons trying to rock at the left wing. Bounces one to Townsend. One-on-one with Pratt. Mismatch in the weight department. Gets double teamed. Finds Simmons to the basket. Blocked by Coynetz. Ball out of bounds. Yale will keep it. But 3:41. The Seawolves have all the momentum right now. And with that, we'll send it over to immediate timeout here on the WUSB YouTube page. We'll be right back with the remainder of the first half. And we're back here on WUSB's YouTube page. A review right now of the out-of-bounds play going on Casey Simmons. Ball being reviewed to see if it last hit off of Simmons or Koyenets, as there was a tie-up in the air just underneath the Stony Brook basket. It looks like Simmons touched it last, but obviously the referees want to be sure about it first. The referees got a good look at it on the sideline. They'll go huddle up, make sure they make the right call before announcing it to the coaches. James Jones, excuse me, getting ready for the call. Thinking of the MMA star, John Bones Jones. Wonder if James Bones Jones is a nickname that anyone from Yale would ever use. Under James Jones, Yale is 418 and 319 all time. He has been an absolute institution at this school, and you can kind of tell it the way he's just walking around. Very calm demeanor, control over his team, control over the game, and that's why he's been so good for so long. But Stony Brook will get the ball back, down by 6 points, trying to cut that lead to just 3. Butler will inbound it from the baseline. Has O'Connor there. Everyone else on the floor includes Pratt, Koyenets, and Valentini. Again, 3:41 left on the first half clock. Butler will put us back into play with a pass off to O'Connor, the sophomore from Ohio. Finds Koyenets, Pratt off a screen, back to O'Connor deep in the right wing. He doesn't like that three-point shot and just slides it right back over to Pratt. Looking for his options. Pratt with 15 seconds on the shot clock. He'll try to accelerate to the basket. Shot is up, no good. Rebound, I believe, went out of bounds, and it'll go off Yale finally. And James Jones this time getting upset about a call, so both head coaches getting antsy with these referees at different points. Stony Brook will inbound it from Yale's baseline this time with 11 seconds on the shot clock. O'Connor ideally looking for Pratt, instead just gives it safely to Koyenets. Handoff for O'Connor, goes right to the basket, kicks it out. Butler for 3, contested, but hits it anyways. Jonah Butler makes it a 3-point game. 3:10 remaining in the first half. Mullen to Townsend, now Simmons at the left wing. Works off right and passes right to Mullen with O'Connor in his face. Couple between the legs as he gives it over to Alaton. Doesn't dribble, handoff, Fox now Townsend. One more pass, but Townsend instead looking to go towards the baseline, bumping on Valentini, double teamed, looking for the open man, can't find him. Sends it out. Mullen now trying to tiptoe the baseline, shot up no good. Alaton the rebound, shot is off the glass and in. 2:40 remaining in the first half, 38-33 the score. Stony Brook still looking for a marquee victory in this season, something they didn't have the entirety of last year, but against Yale, number 4 in the mid-major poll, that'll do it. Pratt looking to get to the cup, and it will be a foul, I believe, going against Yale. Check that in the live stats. Will go against Casey Simmons. So the senior from Milton, Massachusetts picks up his second of the game, and Eric Pratt will go to the free throw line, trying to make this 38-35. Eric Pratt, his first shot is good, so he'll get a second. Pratt looking for his second shot now. Seliskar will come back in. Casey Simmons will take a seat on the bench. Yale's lineup right now is Alaton, Seliskar, Townsend, Fox, and Mullen. Second shot for Pratt is good. Eric Pratt up to 10 points already this game, leads his team. Riley Fox off the bench leads Yale. Seliskar setting up shop at the right wing. Sends a pass left, and it works eventually over to Mullen. Once again trying to find the baseline, but he's repelled there. Yale work it back around to Seliskar in the near corner. 2-11 with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Celescar into the paint. Bounce pass down low to Alaton, trying to work one-on-one on Koynet. Shot up and high, no good. Goes out of bounds, and it's not going to go to Yale. Stony Brook get the basketball back. A chance to tie this game at 38 apiece. Koynet's getting a lot of minutes this game. Colin O'Connor has played the most for Stony Brook with a total of 16. Alaton and Townsend on the other end have both played 15. Eric Pratt deep at the Yale logo, letting the play unfold in front of him. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Pratt picks up his dribble. Passes to Valentini, asks for it back. Contested three, he gets it! Straight down for Eric Pratt. Ties the game up at 38 all. Mullen to the right wing as Yale is in desperate need of a basket. Electing for Celescar, dribbles left, hits it to Mullen on the left wing. With speed, Mullen just gives it back to Celescar, not liking his look. Alaton will get a touch, handoff Riley Fox from the free throw line. Fox back iron, no good. Rebound comes away for O'Connor. $1:12 left on the first half clock. Pratt trying to go quickly. Pulls up on the brakes. Pratt at the left wing. Valentini back to Pratt. Another three try from Pratt. Back iron, no good. Koynet tried to get to the rebound, but Mullen got underneath him and took it away. Celescar in a tight game, under 60 seconds remaining in the first half. Tied at 38 here in New Haven. Alaton backing his way in, makes Koynet's fall, and gets an easy layup. Yale back up by 2, but Stony Brook is giving this crowd a good show. Colin O'Connor walking up to the logo. Mullen right in front of his face, trying to rock him to sleep. 33 seconds left in the first half. Stony Brook trying to tie us again. O'Connor through the legs, gives it out. Valentini trying to make something happen. Back to O'Connor, 10 seconds on the shot clock. To the left wing now, O'Connor trying to accelerate to the basket, has his dribble tipped away from him. Kicks it out, Butler, 3 seconds. Butler just trying to put it up, no good. And a shot clock violation again on Stony Brook. Yale ball with 14.8 seconds and a timeout coming from Gino Ford. So we'll stay right here on the WUSB YouTube channel. 14.8 seconds left in the half. Stony Brook down by 2. And we'll see a rare check-in from Ethan Simmons. Not Simmons, the important difference there. Of course, Casey Simmons for the Bulldogs. Ethan Simmons for the Seawolves. Again, Stony Brook just going to try to look for a stop right here. Keep this at a 2-point game coming out of the half. If not, maybe a stop and run the floor back the other way. Regardless, it's been a good showing for this team. All of that with Robert Brown not really doing much on the scoring table just yet. He's taken 4 shots. He's 1 for 4. That one shot is a 3-point try. Leading the way in points is Eric Pratt. Tomas Valentini off the bench with a total of 8. Jonah Butler with 3. Goods with 3. Brown with 3. Koynets with 3. And O'Connor with 2. Mullen, deep right wing. He'll hold the ball here. Fox moves in for a pick. Mullen trying to spin off O'Connor. Gives it to Fox. Contested 3, no good. Goods comes away with the rebound. Forced to the floor. Ball goes out of bounds and back to Yale. Last touch by Goods. They have 1 second to inbound and look for a shot. Stony Brook got to be careful not to foul here, as there'll be another timeout on the floor. So Yale will draw up their schematics. Stony Brook will do the same. Again, 1 second on the clock for Yale to get the shot up. Both of these teams in the bonus, Yale in the bonus plus. So again, neither side can foul or they risk giving away a couple of free points at the end of the half. Both teams will go back out onto the floor. Inbound coming from the far sideline. Celescar will do the honors to put it in. Looking for an option, gets it to Fox, open for 3, at the buzzer, no good. Yale will go up by 2 into the second half, 40-38 the score. And it's a barn burner here in New Haven as the Seawolves were able to storm back from an 11-point deficit, just down by 2, like I said. We'll be right back here on the WUSB Sports YouTube page for the start of the second. And we're back here on the WUSB YouTube Sports page. Stony Brook versus Yale going into the second half. 40-38 the score in favor of the Bulldogs right now. But the Seawolves were down by double digits for a majority of the first half. Yale has a little bit of a different box score than what Stony Brook does. Trying to find the biggest leads, but I can't, so I'm not going to try. Eric Pratt up to 13 points so far this game. Leads the way for the Seawolves. Next closest is Tomas Valentini, who's come off the bench this game, has hit 2 threes, an extra shot to get up to 8. The rest of the Stony Brook team need to chip in a little bit more scoring in order to overcome a very, very good Yale program. We're on a winning streak against Stony Brook, won the last 3, as well as 4-1 all-time against the Seawolves. O'Connor will start us off here in the second half, guarded by Mullen. O'Connor backs out to the logo, pushes it right wing to Goods. Now Eric Pratt, low dribble for Pratt to the top of the key, off to Quinn Gorman. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Goods looking for a layup, has it blocked away by Simmons. Townsend might have gotten a hand on it as well. 30 seconds gone by. Mullen will take it back the other way for Yale. Switches his matchup onto Quinn Gorman. Now Colin O'Connor on Townsend. Floats it up high for Alaton. One-on-one with Goods. Alaton in the left block. Moving over to the lane. Pops up for 2 and hits it. 4-point lead for the Bulldogs. Eric Pratt takes it back the other way. Again, leading point producer so far for the Seawolves. Allows Goods a touch. Now Brown straight away on the 3. Not going to try it. Gives it Goods. Left wing. 3-point try is no good. And Townsend hauls up for the rebounds. Pushes the ball up the court. Accelerating towards the basket. Loses his dribble. Trying to swing it out. Mullen near corner 3. Not going to take it. Instead just goes back over to the left wing corner. Now Alaton, he's going to fumble the dribble to O'Connor. Quickly up the court, O'Connor around Mullen, up for 2. Stony Brook break 40. It's a 2-point game once again. That's O'Connor's 5th point of the day. Simmons, top of the 3-point line. Skips it to Townsend, spins on Brown. Townsend towards the basket, fouled by Brown. Gino Ford was the voice you were hearing just then. Talking to Rob Brown, making sure that he hears him. 2 points the difference in this game as Townsend will go back to the free throw line. Hasn't missed on today's streak. Will hit another one, now going 3 for 3. Townsend on his second hits that one as well. Brown will put us back into play, giving it off to O'Connor. Stony Brook down by 4 points. 18 minutes left in regulation. Pratt squats up the court, giving it off to O'Connor. Now back to Pratt, right wing. Pratt against Seliskar, looking to accelerate to the basket. Gets fouled en route. Teammates will come to help him up. And the foul will go against Mullen. So Mullen will pick up the first foul of the half for the Bulldogs. It's Mullen's 2nd of the night. This is not exactly night, considering it's only 2:06, so used to night games over at the Stony Brook Arena. Pratt will put up his first shot, no good. So Eric Pratt can only get Stony Brook to 41 now. The starting lineups from the first half coming back onto the floor for the second half. That is, of course, O'Connor, Brown, Pratt, Gorman, and Goods for the Seawolves. Mullen, Townsend, Simmons, Seliskar, and Alaton for the Bulldogs, as Pratt will hit his 2nd. Mullen takes it up, off to Townsend. Townsend to the block, spins to the paint, puts up the shot, no good, but will get fouled. Gonna go against Goods. So Rich Goods up to his 3rd foul, I believe, this game. And we'll instantly see Jonah Butler get off the bench. Townsend will go back to shooting more free throws. I have to give myself a correction. He's actually 3 for 5 on the day, so 2 misses that I didn't remember. Townsend on the season, 78% from the free throw line, will make another. Back to a 4-point lead, trying to make it 5. Butler will tag out Brown. Townsend on his second try, up and good again. 5-point lead now for the Bulldogs, 46-41 the tally. O'Connor will trot up the court, dribbling on his left hand. Fake the 3-point shot, still holding on to it, gives it off to Goods right wing, has Butler in the near corner. Goods still holding on to it to Pratt. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Pratt a long 2, rattles it home. Eric Pratt continues to be electric, collecting points number 15 and 16. Mullen looking for a skip pass at the right wing, finds Seliskar, has Pratt in front of him, floats one up for Alaton, getting pushed by Goods right now. Alaton trying to find some room just below the right wing. Alaton now working down to the block, swings it out, straightaway 3 for Townsend, back iron it out, and Pratt pulls down the rebound. Almost losing his handle in transition. Will slow things down for the Seawolves with just 4 minutes gone by in the second half. Jonah Butler, deep left wing. Dribbles off to his right side, stripped away by Alaton. Gets it to Seliskar in motion. Has one more pass, but can't find Simmons, so we'll give it out to Mullen to reset the troops for the Bulldogs. Townsend, top of the perimeter. Hands off Simmons. Down the lane, Simmons to the basket. Finger roll, no good. Gorman trying to come away with the rebound and knocks it into the basket of Butler. O'Connor runs up the far sideline with 16:29 remaining in regulation. Stony Brook still down by 3 points, 46-43 the score. Eric Pratt, right wing, set up against Simmons, gets a pick, switching his matchup to Townsend. Through the legs as he tries to drive the basket. Pratt losing his dribble, and now it's Seliskar on the takeaway. Gives to Mullen, left wing, cuts in, and the ball will be kicked out of bounds by Goods. Staying a 3-point game. Consecutive turnovers now for Stony Brook. Looking for another defensive stand as Tomas Valentini will come back out onto the court. He'll tag out Quinn Gorman, and the inbound will come for the baseline with Trevor Mullen. Mullen to Townsend. Looks off for a 3. Seliskar is good. Yale up by 3 points, or 6 points now with the most recent 3, and Riley Fox will get ready to tag in. Eric Pratt, right wing, gets a screen to the baseline, has 2 on him. Floats it to Valentini. One more to O'Connor, now Goods. Butler getting a look in the left wing. Butler trying to pass it off to Pratt, and it's going to go off Eric Pratt. I was almost sure the way Simmons got there that it was going to go off him, but with 15:41, the ball is back to Yale, up by 6 points, trying to extend that lead, but we'll take a media timeout on the floor first and be back in New Haven with the next 15:41. And we're back here on the WUSB YouTube page. 49-43 the scoreline right now. Yale will get the ball back, trying to extend this 6-point margin. Mullen will get the inbound from Seliskar. Riley Fox back out onto the court as well. Just a sophomore from West Hartford, Connecticut. He's averaging 19 points. That's likely going to come down today against the Seawolves, but hey, still scoring well with a total of 10. He's 2 for 4 from the three-point line, 4 for 8 on the night. Nick Townsend has been held within check, just 11 points. I say just 11 points. He's averaging 18 and is 100% the star player for this Bulldogs side. 6'7", 240 pounds. He's a New York native from Chappaqua. Mullen takes it up to the logo. Swings left, Simmons. Guarded by Butler at the left wing. Bounces one to Townsend, top of the key, moving in on good, spinning around in the block, works back the other way, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound, Seliskar goes up for 2, again no good. Rebound fought for, Townsend trying to come away with it. In the paint, bats it out, and now we're gonna get a foul. Looks like this is going against Stony Brook. So it'd be an inbound for Yale down low. 2 offensive rebounds for the Bulldogs right there as they're extending this possession. Still in the 6-point lead. Mullen for Fox, far corner 3, up in the air, rattles it home. 9-point lead for the Bulldogs. Both of those last shots coming on 3-point tries. O'Connor trying to get the troops back the other way. We'll get some check-ins from Brown and Koynetz. O'Connor, right wing, finds Pratt, top of the 3-point line with Mullen in his face. Pratt walks left, skips it. Goods. Bumping on Townsend to the basket, finds another 2 points for Stony Brook. 47-52, 7-point lead Bulldogs. Stony Brook need a defensive stand at some point. Townsend getting a pick for 3, is in. 3 in a row now for the Bulldogs. They're electric from the 3-point line. Stony Brook once again down by 10. O'Connor trying to battle back, looking to accelerate towards the basket, puts up his shot, gets the foul, but no and one. The foul will go on Trevor Mullen. That's his 3rd of the game. So Koynetz as well as Brown will check in at the next whistle. Braithwaite will come in for Mullen, who's frustrated about being tagged out. In both of the games Yale played before this, it was rare to see the starters get this many minutes. That's because they would blow out their competition. O'Connor will go 2 for 2 at the free throw line, make it a 47-55 game. This is the most minutes any starter has played for Yale. O'Connor swarming Braithwaite, gets the pass off to Simmons, but it's gonna go out of bounds. Stony Brook get the ball right back, and that's why you need Mullen out on the floor. Colin O'Connor just ate Jordan Braithwaite alive in that one-on-one matchup. O'Connor deep at the logo, guarded by Braithwaite, charges forward, kicks it out to Brown at the left wing, tries his hand at driving, finds O'Connor, open for 3, Colin can't knock it down, Koynetz up for the rebound, and a foul, I believe, called on Tomas Valentini, who was also trying to get underneath the ball. 6 minutes gone by in this second half, 14:01 remain. 55-47 the score, Yale up by 8 points. And Stony Brook continuing to not capitalize on Yale turnovers. Really why they haven't been able to take this lead. Simmons to Seliskar. Off to Riley Fox, charges to the top of the key, finds Seliskar open on the left wing. Seliskar, couple dribbles in, kicks out, Townsend, right wing, 3 is good for it again. Yale has hit their last 4 3-point shots in a row. They have an 11-point margin with 13:34 left. Stony Brook can't get anything going themselves on the offensive end. Skip pass down low, Koynetz for the jam, gets it home. That's an easy 2 points right there. Stony Brook in his own defense right now, trying to shut down these threes. Simmons open for it anyways, up and good. Simmons puts one home himself, 61-49. Now Stony Brook getting into some hot water, down by 12 with 13 minutes remaining. O'Connor for Valentini, deep left wing, back for O'Connor. He'll hold it there for now, looking for some cutters, gets a pick from Koinets. Moves in off of it, gives it out, Valentini, his stroke is true for 3. Tomas Valentini getting within range. Stony Brook down by 9. Gino Ford flashing a 2 again. He wants his team in a perimeter defense. Simmons for Fox. Opposite side, Braithwaite. Deep right wing, Celiscar now from mid-range. Skips it down low, Simmons working it around. Can't get it in. Put back for Townsend. Finds some more points. 63-52 the score. O'Connor on Braithwaite. Rich Goods will check back in at the next whistle. O'Connor. Couple of steps towards the basket, picking up his dribble, finding a pass to Koinets at the top of the perimeter. Koinets for Brown, moving in off the big man, pops up for 2 and splashes it in. Rob Brown now up to 5 points on the game, just 2 for 6, his clip. Riley Fox, left in, contested 3, well short, rebound loose, Celiscar finds it, goes up himself, gets the foul, but no and 1. Yale just somehow finding extra possession after extra possession. Stony Brook are doing well in the big things, but it's the little things that are still evading them. With 11:43 to play in the second half, 63-54 the score, and Celiscar will be shooting free throws when we come back from the media timeout. And we're back here in New Haven. Yale lead this game 63-54. Stony Brook, well, they came back from a point deficit like this in the first half, but were never able to take the lead. Now working against the clock, they're going to have to find something and find it quick. Gino Ford keeping his team in an extended huddle right now, making sure they got every part of this plan down. Celiscar will go 2 for 2 at the free throw line, as the buzzer will sound for Stony Brook to get back out on the court. Out of the timeout, we'll get Andre Shushkik back on the floor with Rich Goods, Rob Brown, Eric Pratt, and Tomas Valentini. So Colin O'Connor getting some much needed minutes on the bench, something he didn't have a lot of last year. But obviously the extended depth for Stony Brook allowing him to take some time off for these games. Celiscar at the free throw line, trying to make it 64-65. His first shot is up and good. Isaac Celiscar shooting 80% coming into this game, averaging 13 points. Next shot for 65 is in. Shushkik will put us back into play. Stony Brook down by 11 points. Andre comes forward on Braithwaite. Gives it off Rich Goods. Hands off. Robert Brown matching up against Townsend. Backing out and looking for his options. Left hand dribble switches back to the right. Contested 3-ball now. No good. Rebound. Kicked out of bounds by Celiscar. Stony Brook going to get an important possession back right there. Shushkeek will inbound from the near sideline. 11:23 left on the clock. And Stony Brook down by 11 points. Shushkeek pushes it in for Pratt. Mid-range right now. Pratt tiptoeing at the baseline and is going to get Simmons for a foul. Simmons now up to his 3rd foul of the game. That puts both Simmons and Mullen at 3 fouls with 11:18 remaining. So Stony Brook slowly chipping away. No one in the bonus just yet this half. Still obviously early for that. Goods gets the ball off the inbound. Walks it over to the right wing. Signaling motion with his left hand, finds Rob Brown. Puts up a pick for him. Brown for 3. No good again. And Brown frustrated with himself. 11 minutes in the half. Townsend. Handoff Riley Fox. Switches his matchup to Valentini. Back to Townsend, guarded by Brown now. Brown trying to get his hand active. Townsend spins off left, going back to the right. Swings it out. Fox still marked by Valentini. Fox not open. Finds it to Alaton. Back to Townsend, top of the three-point line. Moving down the lane. Kicks it out. Now it's Braithwaite trying for a step-back 3. It's a big air ball. But it's going to be a foul called on Rob Brown. Hits the arm of Braithwaite. That's going to be the 6th team foul of the half. Rob Brown now up to his 2nd personal foul, and Braithwaite will be shooting free throws. Braithwaite, first shot is good. Now a 12-point lead for the Bulldogs. Braithwaite on his 2nd try, in and out. He'll get a 3rd as the shot was coming from the 3-point line. Braithwaite for a 13-point lead, sinks it in. Yale now control this game 67-54. Eric Pratt bringing it forward. Has Goods setting up for a screen, instead passes it off. Rich Goods at the top of the 3-point line. Alaton in front. Hands it off for Pratt. Now driving the lane. Pratt kicks out. Brown will try to get to the top of the key. Spinning around, open for 2. Brown a little short, and Braithwaite climbs the ladder for it. Stony Brook now in a cold spell at the worst time, down by 13 points. Stretch pass for Fox. Moves in mid-range. Air ball on the shot, and the rebound is easy for Brown. A little bit of pace over the last couple of possessions. Eric Pratt trying to get through the left wing, contested, and instead has to give it for Valentini. Shushkeek gets a reception back over to Pratt, top of the 3-point line. Eric Pratt gets a pick. Braithwaite falling down, but a moving screen called on Goods. So Rich Goods will pick up another foul. I believe that's his 4th of the game. And Gino Ford getting extremely frustrated with the way the officials are calling this game. Fox back for it, off to Braithwaite, driving from the wing. Kicks out Townsend. Holds on Valentini, spinning into the paint. Townsend fades away for the shot, no good. Another air ball for the Bulldogs. Still controlling this game heavily with a 13-point lead. Shushkeek for Goods. Now Pratt still at the perimeter. Pratt on Fox, gets a pick, moves in mid-range, backs out for a 3. Pratt is up and good. Eric Pratt, what a game. 19 points for the senior from Milwaukee. 10-point game now. Townsend trying to get it off to Fox. Marked by Valentini, hounded at the perimeter. Fox is going to get the benefit of a foul going on Valentini there. It's going to be a pushing call against Tomas. And now Yale is going to be into the bonus for 9 minutes. So Fox, probably the best shooter on the floor. Best shooter in the game, to be completely honest. Hasn't missed a free throw this year, is a perfect 4 for 4. Now trying for 5 for 5. First shot up for Fox and good, so we'll get a second. Fox now on a 2nd try. Gonna go in. looked like it would rattle off, but it's still 69-67. 2 substitution for Yale. Simmons and Braithwaite will come out. Mullen and Seliskar back in. Pratt will take the ball up the floor. Pratt off to Shushkik. Back for Eric Pratt at the right wing, marked by Seliskar. Pratt moving in mid-range, picking up his dribble, bouncing it over to Goods. Goods, slow steps in, fades out. Goods still holding on to it, now needs a passing option, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pratt in the deep right wing, switching his matchup to Fox. Step back 3 for Pratt, little too strong. Rebound still contested, and Townsend somehow gets it with his right hand. Mullen, lefty dribble, moving to the left wing, looking for Townsend, deep at the logo. Townsend floats it up high, tipped by Goods on the interception, and Goods will pick up a foul on Alaton. 8:16 remaining. Colin O'Connor will come back in the game for Andre Shushkik. Stony Brook at this point just need a lot of scoring, and they need it quickly. Down by 12 points with 8:14 remaining in regulation. O'Connor will come up against Mullen. Gets an ISO look on the right wing side. O'Connor directing traffic. It's Pratt off the left wing. Pratt to Valentini. Far corner Valentini. Bumps with his shoulder. Out for Goods. Fakes the 3. Now 10 seconds on the shot clock. Goods having trouble giving it off to Brown, but gets it to him anyways. Rob Brown, step back 3, up in the air, rattles in and out. Goods gets the offensive board. Eric Pratt now right wing. His try is good. Eric Pratt, points number 20, 21, and 22. Lighting up the Bulldogs in New Haven. 9-point game for the Seawolves. Looking for a defensive stop. It's Mullen on the right wing. Oleg Koinets will come back into the game at the next whistle. Mullen left wing. Brown in front of him. Gino Ford talked about how good of a perimeter defender he is. Doesn't get a look. Fox looking for the basket. And a bit of a flop right there. Not a lot of contact, but Fox did go down to the floor and is now shooting 2 again. Rich Goods will pick up another foul. And we'll get an immediate timeout here on the WUSB YouTube page. 7:17 remaining in regulation. And we'll be right back with the next 7 minutes and 17 seconds of the second half. And we're back here on the WUSB YouTube page. 7:17 remaining in regulation. A game that's been foul heavy on either side. The referee seemingly calling everything. Fox will go back to the free throw line, trying to re-extend this Yale lead to 11 points. 69-60 the score as it stands. Fox putting up his first shot is good. Yale now into the double bonus. A lot of time left in regulation, and Richard Goods is on his 4th foul, so he'll be subbed out. Fox goes 2 for 2 at that trip. 71-60 the tally. O'Connor bringing it up. Mullen in front of him. Passes it off Pratt. Top of the key for Eric Pratt. Celescar in front of his face. Puts his dribble down, then gives it back to O'Connor. O'Connor rocks into the paint. Kicks it out. Valentini open for 3. Fades right behind the back pass. Almost traveling out of bounds. Around for O'Connor again. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Valentini, long 3. Hits the back iron, no good. Rattles around, and Celescar gets the rebound. Stony Brook needing points on that possession right there. Down by 11 and really no wiggle room. Celescar, left wing working right. Passes right to Townsend. Handoff Fox. Comes back the other way for Alaton now at the left wing. Looks one more to Celescar. He has some open lane. Celescar to the basket. Poked out by Koinets. And the ball will go out of bounds in favor of Yale. Inbound coming from the baseline. Mullen looking for an option. Hits it over to Fox. Fox from the range. Koinets on the deny. Gets another block for the 7-footer. Colin O'Connor back the other way. His team still down by 11 points. Gives it over to Koinets. Left wing. Handoff Pratt. Celescar meets him there. Celescar still battling through these screens. The ball will dribble out of bounds. Thomas Valentini gets it back and fouled in the air. Foul actually going to go on Stony Brook. Yale will get the ball back. Oh no, Valentini will get the layup. Goaltend called on the play. Pardon my confusion. 9 points now for Stony Brook to make up with 5:53 left. Alaton gets a pass down low, walking at the block against Koinets. Koinets trying to stand him up, and another foul is called. That's going to go on Koinets for the hold, and it's right back to more free throws for Alaton. Alaton at the charity strip. Shot up, no good. Alaton now trying for his second and point number 72 for Yale. Chicken shot up and drains it. 10-point deficit, so Stony Brook claw back 1, but they have a lot more work to do with 5:40 left. Rob Brown at the Yale logo, gives it O'Connor left wing. Screen set up by Koinets. O'Connor works right, passes right to Brown. Brown trying to get to the basket, called for a foul. It's going to be on the floor. Brown has the and one if they change that. So the foul with 5:28 will put Brown to the free throw line. And it will be an and one for Rob Brown. Trying to make it 8 points on the night. Stony Brook's bench liking the call from the referees. Second shot up for Brown, and the and one will be converted. 64-72, an 8-point lead now. Stony Brook making it interesting down the stretch here in New Haven. We'll send it back for another media timeout here on the WUSB YouTube page and be back for an interesting 5:28. And we're back on the WUSB Sports YouTube page. 5:28 remaining in regulation. 72-65 the score. It's definitely been an interesting one here in New Haven. Townsend will inbound the ball from the Yale baseline. Do have to update the score, 72-65. That was the and 1 point. 7-point lead for Yale as they'll inbound in a full court press. Mullen getting it back to Townsend. Now has room to go in a 5-on-4 as Valentini fell down. Tomas gets back quickly, but they find Simmons open for three. Not going to dial it up. Simmons to Mullen. Big press in his face. Works left off a screen from Alaton. Now works right. Still Pratt is with him. Mullen dribbling the ball in his left hand. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Skips it to Alaton on Koinets. Alaton moving in, spinning around. Shot is up, no good. Koinets coming away with the rebound. 7-point difference. Stony Brook can eat into it more now. O'Connor to start off the possession. Seawolves looking for a marquee victory that eluded them all of last year, trying to put a different narrative together this year. Eric Pratt to the corner. His shot blocked away by Alaton. Up in the air, and Seliskar will come with it. Seliskar to Townsend. Has Koinets guarding him at the perimeter. Takes a pick from Mullen. Townsend on O'Connor now, a bit of a mismatch in size. Townsend just shouldering his way in. Townsend looking for a pass. Seliskar far corner, walks a tightrope, up and around for the layup, it's in! Seliskar gets a roar from the crowd. 74-65, back to a 9-point difference. 4:11 left in regulation. Stony Brook have it with O'Connor on the right wing. Gives it off Koinets. Hands it back over to the sophomore O'Connor. Looks for room to drive to the basket. Layup up, no good. Rebound fought for, but a foul beforehand will put Colin O'Connor to the free throw line. It's going to be 2 shots for O'Connor. 3:59 left in regulation. James Jones wants an explanation from the head official here in New Haven. The John J Lee Amphitheater, the home for this battle. And again, Stony Brook, they feel like they're in this, but Yale do have them at arm's length. And that's been the important part of this game. Mullen will go up to a 4th personal foul with 4 minutes remaining in regulation. So both him and Rich Goods 1 foul away from fouling out. Nick Townsend has played a total of 33 minutes. Likely going to get all the way up to 37. On the other hand, Colin O'Connor leads his team with 30. Eric Pratt not far behind him with 29. Taking a update on the leading scorers for the Seawolves, it's Eric Pratt, a 22-piece for himself. Tomas Valentini, a nice 13 points. That's the most he's scored in an NCAA game. Obviously, the freshman hailing all the way from Slovakia was playing in the pro leagues in Slovakia before this. Rob Brown has a total of 8 points. Definitely a little cold from the 3-point line. 1 for 6 is his clip. 3 for 11 overall. Stony Brook can also try to get Simmons into foul trouble. Simmons, the senior from Milton, Massachusetts, is already up to 3. Bulldogs, they don't need a late game rally. That's what Stony Brook is after. They just need to continue to play the smart, calculated basketball that they're known for. That same smart, calculated basketball that have gotten them back-to-back Ivy League championships, got them an NCAA win against Auburn in 2023, fell short of a win in the round of 64 in 2024. Or excuse me, make that 2025, lost 71-80 against the Texas A&M Aggies. So O'Connor will go to the free throw line. Coming into the game at a 67% clip. O'Connor has 6 points, trying to tie Brown's total at 8. First shot is up and good for O'Connor. Richard Goods coming back out onto the floor as well. We'll let Koinets sit for a little bit. You imagine Goods will foul out if he stays in for the remainder of the 4 minutes, but has to play smart here. Inbound goes to Mullen. In a 7-point game right now. Obviously can change on the drop of a dime as Stony Brook find it their way. Mullen working heavily on O'Connor. Behind the back and then gets the pass off. Celiscar now to Townsend. Trots off to the left wing, gives it back to Mullen. Lots of motion on this play. Townsend getting the matchup on O'Connor. Gets swarmed, double team down low. Mullen now for three. Open, no good. Rebound. Valentini doesn't get there in time, and it's back for Mullen. Valentini thought O'Connor would get there first, but it's a miscommunication that could cost the Seawolves big. Mullen setting up in the deep right wing. Swings it left to Alaton. One more to Simmons. Also at the left wing, back to the other side with Townsend. Townsend still holding. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Mullen has to put something up. Long range three, up, and it's an air ball. Valentini makes up for it on the defense, but Stony Brook need points at the other end. O'Connor will start off the play. To the front court at the Yale logo. Gives it off Goods. Alaton working close in on him. They hand it off to Pratt, working left to the top of the three-point line for Valentini. Maybe breaking double digits. Instead, it's down low. Goods in a one-on-one. Goods shot up, no good. Alaton, easy rebound for him. Still a 7-point game here on the John J Lee Amphitheater. Stony Brook on the road for the first time this season. Mullen dribbles left on O'Connor. Wraps a pass around right to Alaton. Skips it for Simmons. Marked by Brown. Celiscar open for three. Not going to let it fly. Moves into the key. Backs out. Three-point line. Bounce pass down low. Alaton working on Valentini. His shot no good. And a great rebound for Goods. Climbing the ladder to get it amidst three different white jerseys. Rob Brown left wing, dribbling through the legs. Pass right, Valentini, back to Brown. Deep three-point shot. Rob Brown splashes it in. Rob Brown makes it a 70-74 game. Stony Brook have this one within arm's reach. Townsend to Celiscar. Back to Townsend, the lead player for the Bulldogs in his senior year. Brother played at Yale a while ago. Three-point try for Mullins. Responds. Trevor Mullen back to a 7-point lead, and these two mid-major heavyweights continue to trade blows. Eric Pratt at the logo. Holding it. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 1:35 for the game. Rich Goods with Alaton in front of him. Hands off Eric Pratt with Celiscar close behind. Sets up at the perimeter. Pratt now driving on the basket. Shot blocked by Alaton, but goes out of bounds off of Yale. Stony Brook will keep possession. 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's do or die time here in New Haven, and we'll get a timeout. Step aside here on Stony Brook's. And be right back with the final 125. And we're back to live. 5 seconds left on the shot clock for Gino Ford and his crew. He'll put Pratt, Valentini, Goods, Brown, and O'Connor out on the court in need of points. O'Connor looking for options. Not finding much, running out of time. Finds Valentini, far corner. Moves in mid-range. Valentini up, rattles, no good. Celiscar pulls in the rebound. 7-point lead still for Yale. Mullen trying to go quickly, operating on a lot of fouls right now. Mullen splits off to the right, foul called on O'Connor. That will send once again Mullen to the free throw line with a $1:10 remaining, trying to make it another 9-point lead. And Gino Ford is still severely confused about how the way these referees are calling the game. Mullen, first shot, gets it in. 78-70 the score, $1:10 left in regulation. Fox will come back in for Alaton. A little bit less height in the lineup for the Bulldogs. Mullen on his second is good again. Back to a 9-point lead. O'Connor has to go quickly, and he knows it. Stony Brook at 70 points, 79 the magic number. O'Connor getting a clear out, driving on Mullen, fades off right, off the high glass and in. Quick basket for O'Connor. Clock still ticking, down under a minute. Fox gets the inbound, looking to pass it off to Townsend. Goods looking to foul, they get it to Mullen. Now ahead to Fox, left wing. Fox trips. Loses the ball. And that is going to be a foul on the Seawolves. Rob Brown picking it up. Not the man you want to send to the line, but they needed to foul someone. At this point, Stony Brook hoping for a couple of Yale mistakes. Fox, his shot is good. 80 points for Yale. They're up by 8. 49 seconds left. Second shot, and Fox is good again. 9-point lead still held by the Bulldogs. O'Connor getting it to Pratt, deep right wing, to Brown at the opposite side. Brown pulling in, Brown looking for the layup, gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. 10 seconds off the clock. Stony Brook still fighting for this one in New Haven. Andre Shushkeek will get ready to travel into the game. Quinn Gorman getting off the bench as well. Brown shooting 2. His first shot up and good. Pratt and Goods will get subbed off, allowing more fouls for the Seawolves if they need them, and they're going to. Ideally, a turnover off the inbound is the only way to get back into the game. Shushkeek has a shoelace untied. He'll tuck that in. Second shot for Brown, good again. Yale scrambling around, looking for the inbound. Get it off to Simmons. He's fouled right away. O'Connor almost had an interception right there. If his teammates didn't foul beforehand, that could have been huge for Gino Ford. But instead, it's Simmons to the free throw line. Again, coming into this game, he was 3 for 4. So far this game, he's 2 for 2. So only one miss for Casey Simmons. Simmons trying to dial up the first. No good. Off to the right side. Stony Brook need more misses to stay alive. Pratt will come in. Tags out Quinn Gorman. More scoring back on the court. Small lineup for the Seawolves as well. A lot of three-point shooters. Simmons on his second. Does get it in this time. 8-point lead for the Bulldogs. 37.5 on the clock. O'Connor travels up the near sideline. Off to the right wing. Looks for an instant three-point shot. Gets it in. Colin O'Connor. 4-3 makes it a 5-point game. Timeout Stony Brook. O'Connor coming in for a contested 3, and this game is still operating on a wire. You gotta give your hats off to the Bulldogs. James Jones has coached a fantastic game to never allow his team to even be down. And Gino Ford, well, he's been getting his guys to fight the entire time. That's the biggest thing that I can report here from New Haven. George Karatzis will be writing the game review for today over on The Statesman. So if you want to go check that out, article should be published later tonight. Eric Pratt with 22 points. O'Connor, Brown, and Valentini all at 13. Inbound will start off with Townsend. 31.2 on the game clock. Townsend looking for an option, gets it into Mullen, instantly running up court. Mullen bounce pass, Simmons looking for more option. Riley Fox, and he'll get fouled. Lots of time killed from the Bulldogs right there, and Fox will go to the free throw line. Again, not common that you will see Riley Fox miss. There's a reason they try to get the ball to him every single time. It's because he is a pure shooter. Fox has clipped this game 5 for 12 from the floor, but 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Could go 8 for 8. Fox's first shot up and through. 83 for the Bulldogs, 6-point game. Fox, second option, is good again. 7-point game. Colin O'Connor up the floor. Off to the right wing, gives it. Rob Brown might have to shoot. Under 20. Brown, a long three, back iron and out. Seliskar onto the rebound. Seliskar will get fouled by Pratt. And that should seal the game for Yale. Up by 7 points right now. And we'll go right back to the free throw line. A gutsy game for either side, but it's Yale controlling it throughout. Seliskar trying to ice it out with 12.4 on the clock. Ball is up and in. Seliskar looking to go 2 for 2 at this strip. Would put his team up by 9. Second try, good again. O'Connor. Quickly to the left wing, under 10 to play. O'Connor attacking the basket, one step, puts up the shot and gets it in. 79-86, but that's gonna do it as Townsend just takes it up the court for an honorary exchange. Yale will win this game 86-79 here in New Haven, and they'll stay undefeated on the season. Stony Brook dropping to 3-1, their first Division I loss as well. But a lot of good things to take away from this Seawolves team. That is not an easy team to play against, and they made it competitive for its entirety. That'll do it for us here on the WUSB YouTube page. We'll be back tomorrow on the Sunday show, 10 to 12, WUSB 90.1 FM. Myself, Matt Mankiewicz, George Karatzis will be on that show. Once again, final score, Yale 86, Stony Brook